There's no reason for me to start this episode. Christian, let them have it, baby.
Up the Toffees, okay? Look, I know, yes, let's pour one out for the Leicester homies, for the Leeds homies, but after we pour a little bit of that out, we're pouring it all over ourselves.
Yeah, scoop it back up in that bottle because we drank it. You may not have seen this, but last episode, Christian, we lit a Coors Light can in effigy, if you will.
Effigy is bad usually, so don't.
Yeah, no, it could be used in many ways. A Jesus candle, a Jesus candle.
Un belong, right?
Yeah,
if you are a product of a Latin household, you know what we're talking about. We know there's a little santeria, there's a little place where you go to pay your respects,
Yes.
to thank whatever God you believe in for the blessings that you have received. All right. And
now, normally these things are to celebrate something or to hope for something positive to come your way. And in this case, Christian turned into a little abuelita, lit the candle, but it wasn't just, for something positive to come his way. Really, it's to keep 2.5 million pounds out of Sam Allardyce's
to
hands,
keep those evil relegation spirits. All right. You got to get them away from you.
Get them off, bro. They wanted to keep Leeds in the mud. Wanted to keep Leicester in the mud.
It's bad. You don't want that bad juju around you. Okay.
Nah.
So look, I didn't see any Leicester fans or Leeds fans light a candle and say a prayer for their club on their podcast. Okay. So I mean, look. Do you want to believe it or not? I mean, like I think we've if you have faith, now I'm sounding like I'm about to start a theocracy, but if you have faith, good things will come to you. Blessings be upon you because Everton are staying in the Premier League. What a stressful morning for me. But before we do that, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans. Let's go.
No, come on. Now, you already know who it is. That's Christian Polanco. He's feeling pretty good about himself. My name is Alexis Guerreros. I watched Arsenal play better than they have in the last goddamn 10 weeks for no damn reason.
But an exciting day, exciting weekend in football, in soccer. It's Memorial Day in America.
And you've been a soldier of relegation.
Okay. I was on the brink, okay? I fought on the shores of the relegation zone, okay?
The front line, bro. Christian done seen some shit.
Okay, the PTSD is real, all right? I was already upset about the cuts they're making for veterans in the debt ceiling conversations, bro.
Christian at the VA hospital, like, I know how you feel, player. We could beat Arsenal, but we drew. So he's like, what?
Bro, so it was, look, if you're new here, I'm an Everton fan. Been a stressful year.
What a first episode. What an absolute bananas first episode.
When I chose Everton to be an Everton fan about 7 years ago, everyone was like, "What are you doing? What's this about?"
Well, you very innocently were like, "I'm a big fan of Lukaku. I think this kid's got a future, and they're fun to play with on FIFA." And everyone's like, "That's just this week. You've made a mistake."
You mean Leighton Baines is never going to play here forever?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Seamus Coleman, this guy will be young forever, bro.
Fountain of youth, that man.
Mikel Arteta, that might have been before. That might have been after that.
But yes, so we know obviously the teams in the Premier League that are relegated: Southampton, which happened a couple weeks ago, Leeds United, and Leicester City on the final day. But it got close there because Leicester City beat West Ham. No thanks to those hammers. Shout out to Jamie, our editor.
Did nothing for anybody. Bro.
I don't know what was
trying to hurt me with a draw against Arsenal and try to hurt you.
That man has been against us since day one. I've always said that.
Super ops, bro. Does a great job editing, though.
Yes, very good at that. So Leeds, they were awful again. Gave up 3 goals. I mean, they were playing against Tottenham, obviously a very, very strong opponent, but they were at home, and they just Leeds look like Leeds have looked the entire year.
So now's the time when we have to ask the question: is the Sam Allardyce magic done? He couldn't keep West Brom up, can't keep Leeds up. Is this it?
Well, now I guess the Sam Allardyce magic has been transferred to Christian Polanco, because you saw that as
I
soon
thought
as
you could have said Sean Dyche, but no.
no.
Polanco.
Because once you saw the fact that I brought in the will of the Toffee spirits into our studio, that is I mean, no one can really argue that I am not solely the reason why Everton are staying up. No one can argue that, and they shouldn't. Okay,
You can try.
You
can
can
try your hardest.
You're not going to be welcome on this program. I'll tell you that much.
Not doing it on our platform. I'll tell you that.
We will not platform someone like that.
No, sir. No, sir. Very, very quickly, we will present you with evidence to the contrary, as you are removed and your Blangola passport is ripped up.
So so look, Allardyce couldn't fix the horrid defending.
He also only got 4 matches. Like there's a conversation there. It's like, did he lose his magic, or did he just show up to make half a milli?
Look, they shouldn't have got rid of Jesse Marsh. I think they probably would have stayed up with.
I
Jesse,
agree. Jesse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy for us to say that because hindsight's 2020. But Jesse Marsh is still there.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
It's not even that they scored a fair amount of goals. They had a couple games where they scored a bunch, but the defending was awful. I mean, that's the one thing, the one advantage I at least thought Everton had. They defended better than Leicester and Leeds, but they just couldn't score. I mean, Dominic Calvert-Lewin missed like 20-something games. They had no real replacement striker. Mopai was useless, essentially, after looking great at Brighton. And I thought he would be like one of those sneaky pickups, like Trossard. Like, oh, man, this is going to be he did it at Brighton, but no, he could not do it.
Best he could do is be a sneaky link. Damn, sneaky pickup.
Okay, yeah, his DMs is crazy, but not really.
He really be practicing in them DMs, bro, because he ain't really doing it.
Mopai did not score 1 goal, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe we could have Mike confirm that, but I don't think he scored 1 goal for Everton. And that's it's embarrassing for a striker to not score 1 goal. The Ellis Sims, he was like the Everton 2 striker that they brought up, scored 1 at least. And Mopai, I don't think scored even 1. So just embarrassing. We got one. We just got confirmation. Mopai scored 1 goal in 27 matches, which is horrendous.
So he pulled a Richarlison.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
1 goal.
Look,
$60 million.
And look at that. Richarlison saved Everton last year, wanted to play in Champions League, and goes to Tottenham, and now you got knocked out of Champions League, and now is not even playing in Champions League after a bad, not even playing in Europe. So clearly the wrong move. My man should have stayed, but it is what it is. Let's see, after Everton, the fans stayed there, obviously, and they're celebrating as much as they can. But as soon as the final whistle hit, the Gladys Street end started chanting "Sack the board." So that's it. They're like back to protest. We got.
They're like, thank you for everything you've done. We want you all fired.
Yeah, they're essentially like, yo, do what Bayern did. After they, Oliver Kahn and the other guy, I forgot his name, but the either general manager or president or whatever, they got sacked as they're celebrating the Bundesliga title, and I think Everton fans want that kind of like cutthroatedness to be ruthless and get rid of people that are not helping the club succeed. So. Okay, yeah, we got the pronunciation. Hassan Salihamidzic. Yeah, I think that's it. All right.
I think everyone listening knows That's the best we can do. All right? We tried.
Okay, feel free to give us, some applause as you're listening to the show.
Yeah, that's how we pronounce it in Blangola. Good point. Good point.
Right. So, yes, yeah. I mean, there's not too much to make sense out of it. It just it was a tense year, and it was a tense a day for all three teams involved. I mean, you saw the Leeds players in tears, the Leicester players in tears. It hurts, obviously, when teams are relegated. We clearly feel terrible for Jack Harrison, Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie.
These
Brendan Aronson.
McKennie's going back to Juventus, but it feels like Jack Harrison has done enough to get purchased by a club.
Yeah.
In the Premier League. Tyler Adams, already rumors are swirling about him being sold. And I'm sure there's stuff in their contracts where they get to sort of, they pull the parachute when the club is going down. But totally. I do want to talk a little bit about Weston McKennie. He got subbed off. And I don't know if you heard this. The Leeds fans were chanting, "You fat bastard."
I did not see or hear that. No.
That has to make you feel bad if you're Weston McKennie. But for me, hearing it made me feel really good because it now starts to put most of the comments we and CBS are getting in the comment section in context. Because if you think Weston McKennie's fat, well, then no wonder you think I'm a big boy.
So, look, I guess the bar for what. I guess the English consider fat is a little bit different than we do. Like when I go to Ireland, what I think is a drunk person in the U.S., the bar is fairly low. I'm like, security, you stumble a little bit, and a bouncer's like, "Yo, buddy, you can't stay in here." In Ireland, if you are stumbling around, they're like, "Oh, okay, Mickey
this kid's having a good time.
Mickey's finally, turned up." Okay,
yeah, good. This guy's gotten a chance to relax.
Must had a rough week of work.
Buddy, let me help you to your car.
He's earned this,
Yeah.
man. So
I'll never forget being in Ireland. Not a long story, but we go into a pub that's supposed to be one of the oldest pubs in Ireland. And we're sitting there, and there's...
First of all, every pub in Ireland is the oldest pub in Ireland. They are...
Yeah. First of all, that's like the #1 pizza in New York. It has the same sign in every pizza shop, by the way. You know how they have the mini stools you sit on? They don't have, like, the bar height stools in some bars? Like, the bar is fairly low. We're sitting in that, and I'm, like, complaining. I'm like, this just feels weird to sit in a seat this low without a back. Why don't we switch to the other side of the bar that has the tall seats? The only other person in this bar was a woman by herself reading. And Dee was like, let's not bother this woman. I'm like, you know what? Good point. When she's done, we'll get up and go over there where it's the tall seats. So she heard us and she goes, hey, I'm actually leaving. I've just finished my pint. You can come sit over here. Thank you so much for being considerate. No problem. She gets up. We're glad. Hey, all right. Have a good day. Walks from around the bar, fully pregnant. No one said anything. We sit down. I'm talking like 8-9 months.
Yeah. Not partially pregnant.
No.
Not like...
Either that or she stole a throw pillow. You know what I mean?
First trimester, your doctor will be like, all right, you made a mistake. It's all good.
Yeah. Listen, what are you going to do, right?
You gotta have a glass of wine. Not the end of the world.
Hey, it's all good. You had an IPA. Look, man, there's nutrients in that. Bro, this woman fully pregnant. And I said to the bartender, I was like, yo. And he goes, American. Yeah. And I'm like, no. You don't get to put this one on me.
No, he's like, don't bring that woke American nonsense here.
Oh, you're going to try to spill your anti-drinking while pregnant propaganda? Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yo, I was like, no. We don't. I'll look. Me complaining about portion size. Okay. Me saying, how come there's no cheese on this? I get it. Right. But pregnant woman drinking at above? And the dude straight up was like, I mean, you can have one. And she only had one. And I was like, so hey, funny. Different rules.
Yeah,
different rules,
dude. Look, I can't, look, Leeds had they were quite happy last season when they stayed up in the Premier League, and it was a little bit dicey then.
I think this is big for me to ask you, okay? Because Leeds sort of has had to do this kind of twice, right? We don't know if we're going to stay up. I mean, although they had a pretty good finish the first season they were up. But they fought for relegation. They didn't win. 2 years in a row. It's been down to the final 2 weekends, essentially. Mm-hmm. Do you really get any joy out of what happened here today?
Any joy? Yes, there is joy, and
This is how you want every season to go.
I said, Mike, roll the clip, okay? Because you see me here. I am, pretty much close to tears watching when Abdoulaye Doucouré scored that goal. I mean, and this is one of the things I want to highlight and make sure I point out. Everton have had one of the worst seasons, especially consecutively, that just two of the worst seasons that imaginable, but 2 seasons with some of the most insane golazos that you've ever seen a relegation team score. A couple months back, Michael Keane scoring a banger to save a point. Or I don't remember if even a victory. But this goal was one of the most important. It could have been a goddamn trickle-in, tap-in, where just a disgusting goal, and it still would have been one of the most important goals in Everton history. But for that goal to be one of the most important goals in Everton history, he just caught it perfectly. And that's the thing, is these Everton seasons are not necessarily about players having quality or not. A lot of the players really, really do, but it's a mentality thing, it's a confidence thing, and to have the poise and the confidence to score that goal and hit it so cleanly, and if you even see it, he got such a great spin on it. It kind of knuckled a little bit as well. One of the most beautiful goals you will ever see. And
you talk about this goal like the rest of us watched it 53 times.
Bro, okay. I saw it once, and it is absolutely tattooed on my mind.
Every frame of that video is burned in your brain. But do you want to go through this again next season?
Yeah, look, the answer is obviously no, but the joy I feel is in not like there's not I agree with it's not necessarily all just sack the board kind of stuff, but I think they're the decisions made of just building out this roster. You have to raise the profile of the team to some degree, so that good players really just want to go there and play. That's just a huge aspect of it, and I think the players display that, but I don't think the executives do. They don't give people a reason to want to come to play for that club. Look, I mean, they sold Richarlison. They brought in a couple players, but it's all kind of role players. It's a miracle kind of that they were able to stay up with so few goals scored. Did anybody score more than 6 goals on that team? I don't even know. It's just
on Everton.
On Everton, I'm not even sure. It's been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare. So it's really a matter of getting relegated would have been a billion times worse. And given the state of the McNeil has 7. Look at that. So
and Doucouré had 5.
So
Damari Gray with 4. This is not great.
Which is not great, man. I mean, look, he has scored so many important goals. He scored the goal against Manchester City, that banger that was similar to the one he scored against Arsenal that we saw when we were at Goodison Park. So it would have been
bringing that up. Fun time for everyone.
It's just weird that that's the only goal he scores. I don't understand why. Did you see the header that he missed? Like, just couldn't put any real power against it and stuff like that. So it's just a frustrating experience overall. But getting relegated.
Bro, Dwight McNeil's only 23 years old.
That's remarkable. I did not know that.
I thought that man was 29 years old, bro. The stress of this season is ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm looking at his career, and it said he's been with Everton since 2022. Before that, he was at Burnley. And then before that, he was at the Burnley 18s, under 18s.
Yeah.
In 2018, I'm like, wait, how old is this guy? I scroll up, 23 years old. Jesus.
And he's also interesting, too, because he obviously, when Lampard was there, McNeil couldn't get on the field at all.
No burn.
No, and then he played for Sean Dyche, and he was just a really, really important player. And I think under Sean Dyche, McNeil has a lot more freedom. And he's way more of a creative player than I initially thought.
It seems like, and Mike put this, he's Dyche's boy, but it seems like he's a creative player in Dyche's system, where creativity isn't really something you ask of a lot of your players.
Yeah.
Where in a system that Frank Lampard and everyone right now is like, yo, what system you talking about? Dog, I got no idea. He got no idea. I'm saying whatever Frank Lampard was trying to do, you needed someone who was a bit more creative as necessary, dynamic.
Yeah.
And if McNeil's your most dynamic guy, you messed up. I also want to ask you, this is important. Expected goals per 90. Who do you think has the best XG on Everton, if you had to guess?
I mean, he didn't play a lot of games, but I would imagine not Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
No.
No.
Not in the top 3.
Then it would either be
I'll give you the 3
McNeil.
names, and then you can decide the order. The 3 names are Damari Gray, Tom Davies, and Neil Maupay. What's the order, you think? 1 through 3. The highest XG per 90 down.
It probably has to be Tom Davies first because he plays so few games.
Okay.
But he has had a couple really, really huge chances that he is not.
Who's number 2?
Damari, then Neil Maupay.
Okay, flip that upside down.
So
Neil Maupay is your number 1 with .39.
Yikes.
Right.
He didn't play that many games, but he did have good chances that.
Yeah. Damari Gray's .22, Tom Davies .20.
Yeah, but Davies, it's like I mean, how many he played maybe 12 to 15 games and didn't get, he subbed in every match. I don't think he started one game. It's just they're bad. They have no offense.
He's like,
no offense,
numbers.
injuries. I mean, look, for them to win this game against Bournemouth, no Dominic Calvert-Lewin, no Seamus Coleman, no Nathan Patterson, no Ben Godfrey. It's crazy. Some of their best players, some of their best defenders, and for them to hold on and win this game. I mean, it says a lot about definitely their character, but yeah, the problems are systemic and structural of why they're always in this situation. And it's look, it's a blessing that they avoided relegation, but they really, really need to do things to fix it going forward. But for now, just for today, that's it. I felt like I won the league. Okay, bro.
Here's what I'm going to ask you.
I'm at the top of the championship, bro. We did it.
Yeah. You are, out of the 21 teams in the championship, you are number 1, bro. Here, I'm going to ask you this. Let's do this. Start, sell, bench. Okay? Let's just do the 11 from this match.
Okay. All right, it will be
all right, we're gonna start our way from the back up.
All right.
Pickford. Start, sell, or bench. Start. You're keeping him for next season.
Of course, yeah. He's literally the most important player we have.
Okay. Yerry Mina might have made that decision for you, but
yeah.
Yerry Mina.
Yeah, Sal, yeah. He should have started plenty more games since he was fit. But in those last 3-4 games, incredibly important. Our best defender by far.
Even bit a guy on the way out. You got to love it. Cody. I could bench Cody. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Mike and I are both kind of surprised by that.
I mean, you would. I would be happier with a better defender, but Connor Cody is good. He did score, I think, 1 or 2 goals this season, but he got benched for a lot of the last 10 games. Tarkowski has kind of been the more important defender.
So Tarkowski obviously start.
Yeah.
McNeil.
Start. You gotta.
Decore.
Start.
Why am I even asking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start. Yeah.
Build the statue. Idrissa Gana Gueye.
This is one I could be fine selling. I don't think he came back to Everton and has not done, I think, what he should be doing. I don't think he's that great of a defender. I don't think he's that great of a passer. He's just not. We just need a holding midfielder to just kind of do their thing, and I think he definitely underwhelmed this season. I don't know what
value you'll get for him, but what's his name? This guy's James Gardner.
Gardner's still a young player. Bench. I think he's a bench guy.
Alex Iwobi might be the highest value on your club. Not sell.
No, not even close. We need him.
You are aware you just said that about Alex Iwobi, right?
But last year and this year is a huge reason why Everton stayed up. So yeah, Iwobi's been arguably our best player, but he's very, very good.
Amadou Onana.
Oh, I think you said I'm gonna do Onana. I'm like, what? What are you gonna do? Why are you gonna do
this? Cracks knuckles.
He is a start, but it's close to. I mean,
there's something about this guy where I'm like, this is a superstar player. I do not.
Something needs to be like unlocked.
I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know what needs to happen.
But
there is such an incredible player locked in this guy that sometimes just seems to disappear.
A lot of heart, great tackles,
good skill.
Could be a little bit better passer, but it's like that thing. He's in the midfield, has time to look around, and doesn't always make the right decision.
He also wants to make the highlight reel sometimes. He'd be busting some shots where I'm like, you had 3 passes, bro.
I think he should have scored more goals. I think he scored 1 or 2. I think he's just missing those little things of just like being in the right spot. He needs to be a box-to-box guy that is like Weston McKennie, like that is getting in tackles, putting in some good passes. He should have a couple assists in a season. He should have a couple headers for goals. But just and it could be just because of the whole Everton team. But he is someone, he was on the fringe, but I would lean towards starting him. Yeah.
Okay. Also, 1 goal, 2 assists this season.
Okay.
Not great. And then of course Damari Gray.
Damari Gray is, I mean, look, he's the homie. We've obviously had him on the show. He's if we don't have anybody else, he's an instant start because I mean, there's not many other. But look, I think he would say the same thing. I think it's a disappointing season. He was playing a striker today. He's not a striker. He should be a winger. That's why he was getting pushed around a lot. And he should. To be honest, my man needs to work on his left foot. We know the right foot is lethal, but the left is like you saw it today where he was on the right side. He was going in at goal. He cut to his left. Defender, he sent them basically to the end line. My man is almost in the stands, and Damari can send a cross with his left foot. And he chooses to cut it back in to his right and then send a cross with his right. And then it led to a corner. But it's those moments where you're just like, he doesn't believe in himself in that moment to do that. So he goes with what he's comfortable with. And as someone who also has no left foot, bro, I understand, dog. I've been there. I've been in that exact position.
At least he has a right foot. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. I ain't talking about that. Well, let's not talk about what we have. Let's talk about what we both don't have.
We both don't got. You know what I mean?
So in that way, me and Damari are the same. Okay?
yeah, twinsies, bro. Last one. Sean Dyche.
There's a good one. I mean, I would.
You have the hesitation. The hesi's crazy.
I would sell. I would say I don't know who's gonna come in here and fix all this stuff. Maybe he is the manager to just kind of settle things for a year, 2 or more or whatever. I don't see Everton, qualifying for a Europa League spot with him, but. In reality, it's like I don't even think it's a manager issue. I think it's just the manager interacting with the board and team president.
But the question is, do you want Dyche ball next season, though? That's the real question.
I don't want it, but that's the only way Everton stays up. I don't see how they got to play just practical, pragmatic. I know Yeremina is leaving. They need a good defender. Is
he leaving on a free?
I believe so.
Whoa.
That's what I heard on the broadcast. I don't know. I just heard that it was his last season. Peter Drury, I think we're saying, was that this is his last season. So, and that's after. Remember the fans that were like accosting the Everton players in the street
in his parking lot,
and not in the parking lot, but in the street when they were driving away from Goodison Park, and they stopped Mina's car. And they were like, you promised you're going to stay? You promised you're going to stay if we're in the championship? And he's like, yes. Okay.
He's like, baby, I ain't going nowhere. What?
But no, look, he did his job. Same thing with Richarlison. I don't think fans were mad at Richarlison wanting to go because he doesn't want to be in this damn situation every year either.
Right.
So, and weirdly enough, he sort of is in the same situation to some degree with Tottenham. So, it's just I'm happy. I know a lot of Everton fans are very happy today, but still nothing to really like gloat over or be too excited about because there's still a lot of fundamental problems with the club. But
now Everton fans can go retire to the couch and relax.
Okay, relegate yourself to a nice cushioned seat. And and enjoy the summer with an ice cold Coors Light. That's the move.
Yes, survive the drop from standing up to sitting on the couch and just relax with a cold, crisp Coors Light. Because look, you and I, we love to chill. We're chill kind of guys. You know what I mean?
Very much so.
Very much so. Sometimes we're almost too chill, you know what I mean? But the way when we're not, when we finally turn it off, when we get rid of all this incredible energy that we're giving to this show, we like to sit back, kick our feet up, and pop open an ice cold Coors Light. And again, the can lets you know it's cold. So there's no second guessing, bro.
Exactly, and it just it's cold enough because it turns blue, just like Everton Football Club. Okay,
yeah.
To celebrate, Coors Light is celebrating Everton staying up. Don't quote me on that. That's all alleged. But when you choose to chill, pair your plans with an ice cold Coors Light. I know that's what I'm doing today. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/Cooligans. Celebrate responsibly. I didn't know you had
/Cooligans.
Yeah.
Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Let's go. I didn't know if you had it in front of you. That's why I was trying to help out.
I stay ready.
Okay.
Come on.
What
in front of me? You talking about the Coors Light? Because that's not an ad read. We just do that casually because we love Coors Light so much.
Exactly. We do it when the cameras are off. That's all we talk about.
Sometimes I call you and I'm like, bro, how are you relaxing right now?
I'm like, don't whisper, dog. Why are you doing that? Okay. Next up is Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Bundesliga. We had another dramatic last day of the season on Saturday because, we were, and last week we were talking about, that's it. Look, all Dortmund had to do was win against Mainz, okay? And that did not happen. They ended up giving up 2 goals early. Bayern Munich was playing their game against Cologne. They were leading. Then Cologne got a penalty, tied the game. So for a moment, Borussia Dortmund had it, regardless if they won or not. And then Jamal.
They were champions for I think 11 minutes.
Okay, pretty good.
It's kind of sad if you remember. First of all, we've recently been there, so we know what that, the yellow wall is like.
Yeah.
Outside the stadium, there were fans everywhere, ready, waiting, partying, wanting to celebrate. For the love of the sport, man, I wanted Dortmund to win, bro. 11 years in a row, you won. And look, it sucks. Bayern had to win, and Dortmund had to lose. So you can't, you can say, like, Bayern didn't slide into this. They won. Dortmund bottled it.
Yeah.
That's the end of the result. 73 points, which is what Dortmund would have had they won, and they would have won the league. Wasn't enough to have won the league any of the previous 10 years that Bayern had won it. So This has been a bad Bayern year. Bayern got rid of a manager, brought in Thomas Tuchel, which now there's reports that he was on a coke binge when he was at Chelsea and slept with one of the players' wives.
I heard that part. I didn't hear the cocaine part, but okay.
Oh, yeah, no, it was a cocaine-fueled party. Again, these are just rumors that are being spread.
Use gasoline like a normal person, bro. That's not the fuel you need.
Yeah, bro. Have you heard of EVs, my guy? Take it easy.
I don't know how useful or helpful cocaine is to the environment, bro.
So you going with high octane in your tank is what you're saying.
All right, all alleged. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
No, this is fully allegedly.
Okay.
But these are some of the stories that are coming out now. They go and get that guy. You know what I mean? He's like, I know how to keep this team up. Bro. Everybody pull up your Instagrams. Let me see pictures of you ladies. And they're like, no. Tuchel, we're here for the football. But you let these guys win again, and it's so frustrating, bro.
Yeah.
Gio Reyna came in and completely
Best
changed
player,
this game.
best player on the pitch by far. He was so
by
good.
far, dude.
I was going to just say, like I was talking to some Bundesliga folks about this. I'm like literally texting and be like, yo, why are they trying to ruin everything for everybody or whatever? But from the beginning of the game, and, obviously they did give up the 2 goals, Dortmund, they just played. They were scared. They played with this fear, where like they didn't want to grab the trophy by the scruff of the neck. They were trying to not lose rather than to win the game. And credit to
Mainz ruined it for everybody, bro. Why are you trying, bro?
But credit to Mainz, because they simply they did their thing. They scored the 2 goals. After they scored the first goal, they were just like, let's do just a nice park the bus.
We lock it up.
We lock
now.
it up.
Yeah.
We are done here. We got nothing to prove to anybody.
We don't go to that side anymore. We stay right here.
And even still, they could have scored 4 or 5.
They had chances. Yeah.
But they defensively, they were just so solid. And you could see.
And bro, Haller to get his first penalty of the season.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to hand him that ball?
That was the just laziest penalty I've seen in a long time, and it hurts a lot. His story is remarkable.
Incredible. Beat testicular cancer, came back, but bruh,
man, yeah, we saw him at
go stand next to everyone else and watch watch me do this.
We
bro.
saw him at the World Cup draw or something, or a Ballon d'Or thing or something. He came out in a big ceremony. He was bald, obviously, from chemotherapy and all this other stuff. So, and then for him to come back this season, score some important goals for Dortmund, he's been great. But that penalty was just one of those like, we're gonna win this. Like it just like I don't really need to think about this too much. We're gonna win, and he just put it in a spot that perfect for the keeper.
Soft,
soft, just like not kind of not in the middle, but like to the right, but perfect height for a goalkeeper to get. Lazy penalty. So, and again, it's like another one of those confidence things of just like not really forcing and willing it to happen. And you saw that throughout the entire game until Gio Reyna came in, because Gio Reyna was just like, all right, fine, let's go. All right.
Yeah. Have any of y'all tried dancing around the midfield?
Well, my man looked like the when we were at the Azteca. Remember when he was dribbled through the entire Mexican squad? He played so confidently in a game that was so important, and it's a shame because his teammates didn't really match that. Just you saw it at the end. They were so devastated. They were so close. Terzic, right, the manager.
Who was a backup at West Ham under Slaven Bilic, bro. He should have stayed a backup, bro. This guy. I can't imagine he's their manager next season.
But he was like in the yellow wall. He was like a big fan of. He's always been a fan of Dortmund. So you could tell. He did an interview after the game, and my man's just in tears, essentially, just saying, "Well, we tried, we did everything we could, but I don't know, man. I don't think they did everything they could. I mean, they did tie the game late. Nicolas Soule got that unbelievable goal for a center back. I couldn't believe he even did that. But they, once they give up that first goal and they missed the penalty, it felt like it was just insurmountable.
It started to become one of those things of like, oh, God, they're doing it again. And look, Terzic, Mike has let us know he started as a fan. I know that. He's the director of football. Now he's the manager. I mean, look, get back in that yellow wall, my guy. This ain't for you. You know what I mean?
Wear the scarf, okay?
Yeah, nah, man. There's something about the way this team has played where they've always felt very disconnected. It hasn't felt like a unit. I was there. I was at Stamford Bridge when they lost to Chelsea in the Champions League game, and I'm like, bro, this team stinks without Gio. And again, why is this guy not starting?
I agree, and also no Jude Bellingham, which because he was dealing with an injury, so I think that was a big factor as well. Because the confidence in that midfield was not really there. They're just like,
well, I agree with you, bro. It's one game. You win one game to win the trophy. bro. You could get that done.
I agree.
I would say without Jude Bellingham and without Gio Reyna, they have more talent than Everton, and Everton pulled it out.
I mean, sure. I mean, I don't know why you bringing up Everton right now when we're out here.
No reason to throw shade on a beautiful day.
Okay.
You know,
it's like it begs the question: can Borussia Dortmund survive in the Premier League if they were in the Premier League? And I don't know if that's so certain, right? I'm not saying Everton.
I think they would survive the drop for sure.
All right, maybe. I mean, look, they're a Champions League team. You would imagine that they would, but you just said that they stink, right? Without Gio Reyna.
They stink without Gio Reyna, bro.
So
I didn't say they were like Everton. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't.
If we're going to be very clear, you know. But I look, Bundesliga, 11 years in a row goes to
Bayern Munich.
Bayern.
Well, and I want to just make sure, give credit, Jamal Musiala. That goal was tremendous.
Yes, incredible goal.
For a young kid to score that goal, super, super impressive. And Cologne tried their best to, help Dortmund, and they couldn't figure it out either.
Dortmund needs to help themselves. What I tell my wife about her friends. You know what I mean? Hey, sometimes you can't do it all. These people got to help themselves. You know?
There's licensed therapists for stuff like this. Yeah.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
Go for it.
Kingsley Coman has won the league every year of his professional career.
Wow. He
won it at Juventus, he won it at Dortmund, and he won it at PSG. I'm sorry, at Bayern.
Yeah.
And PSG. Isn't that crazy?
How long has he been with Bayern? It hasn't been that long.
I don't know, but Arsenal needs to sign him. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, really good. He was when Bayern won the Champions League, he scored in the final or the semifinal.
Yeah, he came in. Remember that? He came in off the bench. Yeah.
Incredibly important player, but heartbreak definitely this weekend for a lot of teams in Europe, without a doubt. I mean, obviously Dortmund didn't have to suffer like relegation, but it almost hurts just as much to get that close and not win the title, especially when the behemoth.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, it's there were a bunch of people tweeting at us saying like it's really difficult being a Dortmund and Arsenal fan right now, because there are a lot of those. But just brutal, but this is like, at the end of every season, especially in Europe, it's always the announcers and the commentators are always like, this is why we love the beautiful game, because of all this passion and emotion and heartbreak and stuff like that. And it reminds me every time we're in these moments, at the end of the year, we saw, Ariel Hawani. He's obviously on Le Batard Show a lot and covers MMA. He has an interesting story. Remember when we were at Goodison Park, Molly McCann, Meatball Molly McCann. She was talking when we interviewed her. She was talking about Ariel because he chose to become an Everton fan. And she was like, telling him, come to Goodison.
Guy loves pain. MMA, Everton.
But so last year he was an Everton fan. This year he just left the ship and joined Nottingham Forest. He is now, if you watch Ariel Hawani on his show, he has a sticker of Nottingham Forest on his laptop. And I'm like, all right, I could have sworn, I'm like, I don't think he knows. You can't switch, bro.
Well, Christian, let me ask you this. Are you going to tell him? I'm not.
It's one of those, like, if you a Crip for life, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Buddy, you wear whatever color you want this week, my G. Up the trees or whatever, up the forest, whatever y'all say, I'm with you, my guy.
But it's these moments that, he had tweeted out, and I thought it resonated a lot with me. He was just like, the promotion relegation, he's like, I wish, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, I wish an American league implemented it. It would just be so like just significant and important and really, really cool thing to see if an American sport had a promotion relegation. So it's these moments of all this passion and just like I'm close to tears. You saw in the video earlier of me watching Everton. It's because there's so much to lose is why it's so much more important to us. And it's not, we talk about this all the time and promotional relegation and should MLS have it and blah, blah, blah. But these right now, if you're listening to this or watching this, I just really think about this. This moment is really, really hard to recreate in a league that doesn't have promotion relegation. And there are pros and cons to this system, without a doubt. But the feeling is the thing that can't be replicated. It's really, really hard. If you could figure it out and make a whole gang of money, then go for it. But it's just really, really difficult to take this thing and for lack of a better word, bottle it and bring it somewhere else. But
Dortmund fans just win.
So that's just a thing to think about, because I think the future of the sport really needs to start getting to a place where we're really, really considering it. But what it is, what it is. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. But yeah.
All right. What a weekend. What an episode.
Yes.
What a day.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're recording this, right after the Premier League matches, and then obviously as the Premier League wraps up. So we're not recording on Memorial Day, but if you
this is our quick take, hot take, to borrow something from Total Soccer
exactly.
Show.
So we want to make sure we got an episode for you, even though it is a holiday. So. To any veterans that tune in, I know we have a bunch. Hope you enjoy your Memorial Day, and obviously to all those fallen and all that stuff. It's obviously a very significant day, but we wanted to make sure we got an episode in for you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Sorry, Leeds fans. Sorry, Leicester fans. That. Also, when I meet American Leicester fans, I'm just like, all right, you weren't here before the title.
I bet I could guess what year you started liking the sport.
Okay, Foxes. Interesting. But obviously heartbreak for those teams. And for Everton fans, this is a nice sigh of relief, but hopefully it leads to better things in the future. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on all social channels at Soccer Cooligans, TikToks, Instagram, Twitter. Tweet at us. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/soccercooligans for a bunch of exclusive content there as well. And is that about it? I think that's all we got.
That's it. Shouts to Luton Town.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Kenilworth Park going to be dope in the Premier League. Hopefully we get a chance to go to an away game. That would be crazy. Even Ethan Horvath gets promoted.
That's right.
That's it.
It went to penalties. That was also.
Oh, we don't have to explain the whole thing. We already said bye.
But an entertaining.
Comment, like, subscribe.
They gotta build a stand. They're gonna have lawn chairs out there, bro. They gotta figure out how to get more people.
Poor people who just want to drink their tea. Now all of a sudden there's gonna be a gantry over your head.
Y'all the absolute best. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you in a few days. Cheers.